All right, welcome to Young Turks slash old school slash whatever the hell. All right, Jake,
you got it on one of those.
So one of them is right. It's old school on the Young Turks network. John Iadarola and Cenk, did I already say that? I think they did say that, didn't I?
I don't remember.
Okay, anyways.
I zoned out.
Listen, I got a lot of fun stories for you guys tonight, including gender reveal parties. Are you aware of this phenomenon?
Yes.
I just learned about it today, so I'm like a grandpa with a new bone, right? I'm like, oh my God, look at this. I didn't know the kids were doing this. So
wait till I tell you about rainbow parties.
Is that a thing?
I don't think we should talk about it. It's an urban legend, I think, but we're not gonna talk about it.
Okay, all right. What's that?
Similar.
Okay, I don't know.
The Urban Dictionary, you'll be good.
All right, apparently I'm not allowed to know about it. Okay, or talk about it. So that's coming up, and my ridiculous, unbelievable misunderstanding of what a gender reveal party was. So hold.
I could guess.
Hold.
I have an idea.
Okay, but first, I forgot to brag about a prediction.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, I already know what it's gonna be.
No, you don't.
I know what your prediction is gonna be.
I can't wait.
Because it's happening now on Old School. And you predicted on the last Old School, didn't you?
Fascinating, no, but go, okay?
No, I don't wanna give you credit for something if you're not already gonna give yourself credit.
No, no, I'll take the double credit. But in return, I will give you credit if you're right.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm supposed to guess?
Yeah, by the way, Haas calls me the accreditator because he says nobody likes to give themselves credit more than you do, which is true. But he's like, but to be fair to you, which I like being fair to me, he said you also like to give other people a lot of credit, so you are the accreditator. Okay.
I don't give credit to Haas for that, but the first part's right. So I assumed your prediction was going to be, the last time I was on here, like 6 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago or whatever, we were talking about relationships, and I think you sort of jokingly suggested I might be getting married soon.
Oh yes, thank you, John. I am right again.
Damn
Told you.
I'm the accreditator, apparently.
But I will give you credit for at least being man enough to say that.
Okay, I'm that man enough and no more.
By the way, I mean, first, obviously the most important, and 90% of that story is about me being right. But the 10% is, oh, congrats.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I am apparently getting married. I really only did it so that you would gain self-confidence.
I know, because I just need a little bit more, and then I think I'll be okay.
Yeah.
That
wasn't it.
No, that wasn't it. But before we go back to me bragging, let's interrupt that story for just only a blip here to talk about your engagement, okay? So, have you guys set a date? Do you know when you're getting married? No. Okay, do you know if it's like in 2 months or 2 years? It's not 2 years.
Between those two things.
Right.
I think fall is the idea.
That's pretty quick.
Is it?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, then later.
Okay, I think later. Yeah, you don't realize how quick
I think
fall is. No, like, but are you guys gonna make a spectacle out of it?
No.
Or are you
Neither of us
are you
want
gonna elope?
No, I think we have a plan. What she says traditionally, so she's from the border in Texas, and she talks about
which of the 3 Mexicos is she from?
I forgot about that. Yeah. So anyway, she said in her hometown, what they like to do is they'll have like a backyard party, they'll have like barbecue or a taco truck. And I said, sign me up, that sounds great, let's do that. And so we're doing something like that. She knows this catering company, this guy that's starting a catering company that does like amazing barbecue, Texas style barbecue. And so we're probably gonna do like a party like that. I don't think we're gonna have a formal ceremony. It's just the whole thing, like I love it. I've been to some great weddings, but it's crazy expensive.
Well, that's true.
Crazy expensive, and we're barely in love. So
don't say that.
Seems like a waste.
Already, total rookie mistake. Even jokes like that'll get you in massive trouble. That put me in trouble, as Mweldy Moore would say.
Okay, I'm doomed. Totally joking.
I already have so many follow-ups to like the 2 minutes of conversation we've had that I might not get to any of my notes about other fun stuff.
Eventually, I want the other prediction.
Yeah, of course, we'll come back to that. Are you kidding me? You think I'm not gonna come back to bragging? You must be crazy.
I predict you will.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of like a preemptive bragging. A rare specialty of mine.
Wait, has the prediction not even come true yet?
Well, we'll see.
Then why are we talking about it?
We haven't even gotten to it. Okay, were you at Hammering Tom Hanks' wedding?
No, I couldn't go. I don't remember why. It was something. I think
because he did like a backyard wedding and it was lovely.
Ah, that does sound good.
And so that's a guy who used to work here and. But did not leave acrimoniously, which is weird.
Yeah,
because that seems to be a specialty of ours.
Twist.
Yeah, you know what?
No, he's a good guy.
Young Turks has the highest ratio of satisfied employees to unsatisfied former employees in world history. Right? Like I think, if I'm not mistaken, that everybody here is relatively happy.
I mean, we just had someone leave like a day and a half ago. She's quite happy.
Oh yeah, quite right.
Good terms.
No, and I'm kidding around. 80% of the people, which is still too high, like too low, but 80% of the people who've left, we have nothing but love for, and they have nothing but love for us. And we run into them all the time. You know, Anna was talking about how Grace was at her birthday party in the park, and I love Grace. I was talking about Jason Carter the other day. I'm so proud of him, and he's doing great now.
And by the way, there have been multiple people that have left and then come back to work for us later on.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Speaking of Hanks,
exactly.
Hank Thompson as opposed to Tom Hank, right?
It's weird.
And the list goes on. Now I'm just joking around, only because of the famous Dave Rubin situation and a couple others. Okay, anyways,
that's the main one though.
Yeah. So
does it count if they're only really pretending and amplifying the whole thing to make a name for themselves in right-wing media? Does that count as much?
I think it still counts as acrimony, to be fair.
Okay, then it's acrimonious.
Okay, so how long were you guys dating?
I mean, I know exactly how long. No, so I think we were dating.
This is gonna put him in a lot of trouble.
I'm trying to remember what month it is now. So if we got engaged last month, 2.5 years.
Okay,
but we had been briefly dating years before that. We had a short relationship.
Oh, so kind of like a Young Turks relationship where you go, you break up, and then you come back.
I like to think of it as a when Harry met Sally sort of relationship.
Oh, I see.
It took us another try.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and a Young Turks relationship could be misinterpreted as you guys broke up, she became a right winger, lied about you nonstop, and then got paid a lot of money by the Koch brothers.
Yeah, I'd like you to meet my fiance. She's a classic liberal.
The other day.
Don't worry about what it means. She doesn't know either.
Yeah.
Nobody
does. In a Guardian story, they talked about Rubin in terms of, it was like a story about right-wing trolls. And they put classic liberal in scare quotes.
No,
they're like, classic liberal, Dave Rubin. It's always fun. Anyways, that used to be a really annoying topic. It's now totally turned fun.
Yeah. There's other bad groups to deal with.
After a long period of not fun, the dial on fun has been turned up. Turned to hot. Turned to hot. That's even better. Okay. Anyways.
Oh, I'd go on sabbatical for 6 months if I had said that. I would. On an unrelated note, I'd like to go on sabbatical for 6 months.
Not gonna happen. Backyard wedding.
Hey, that was our idea.
I'm just kidding around. Okay, so I want to know how small the wedding is going to be, and my litmus test will be: will you invite Michael Schur?
Oh, was he not?
He wasn't at Anna's wedding. That was the famous thing.
See, that's the funny thing. Depending on which group you were in at the wedding, the ultimate insult from the wedding is different. So you think of it as Michael Schur not being invited. I think of it as Brett Ehrlich not being invited.
Oh, that's a good one too. Okay,
and it was totally an oversight.
Oh, I got a great idea for you. Now you and Brett are like almost Biffy and Buffy, and in fact, I would argue you are Biffy and Buffy.
Yeah, as long as I'm Biffy, yes.
Okay, and. So, and you guys like to do these things together, like the double dates where you guys go do fun things and stuff. Okay, so I got a perfect idea. Brett's invited to the wedding, but he's in an escape room. And he has to escape out of there to make it into the wedding.
Yeah, he'd like that. And they're good at them, they'd get out of it in 20 minutes.
Oh, later, I don't even want to put you on the spot on air because that's not cool. But I'm gonna ask you who your best man's gonna be. Oh, you haven't even thought of it. Oh no,
I've thought a little bit about it. There's issues.
There's definitely issues. There's issues. That's drums.
But anyway, just really fast.
You know what you could do? You could, if you've got like 2 or 3 guys and it's going to be too political and stuff, you could just pick me. And go, oh, well, I had
that's probably what I'll do.
Yeah, this some bitch boss made me. What am I going to do?
You know how some of your predictions come true? Not all of them. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, I already have a way around it. See, these fools who have one, I'll just have my King's Guard.
That's what I did. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay.
Damn.
Do you know how many people were at my wedding party? Well, now I've kind of given you a huge hint, so give it a guess. I'll give you $1.
Is it equal on both sides?
No.
The normal is like 10 or 12?
No, the normal is like 3, max 4.
Of maids of honor, like the maids and the groomsmen.
Oh, I see. No, just the groomsmen.
Oh,
that's what
groomsmen.
I mean.
Okay,
yeah, 3 to 4 is normal.
Well, then I'm guessing 7.
Yeah, 12.
Jesus, I don't know 12 guys, so it's gonna be easy for me.
No, because I grew up with a lot of guys, and I've known them for 30,
yeah, you have
40
your yearly
years,
trips,
right? And so, and then but I couldn't even put all of that, because there's like 15 guys in the group, and I'm like, for some reason I was like 15 is carried away. I'm gonna go with 12. Okay, and it wasn't just the guys from Jersey. There's also Ben and other people that I met along the way, etc. Yeah. So. Anyways,
yeah, the details. I've basically told you all the details we've come up with. We just know that we want something that's not going to be stressful. We know a lot of people we're close to that have had a lot of stress in planning their weddings. It's stress on them and stress on the people going to the weddings, and we just want to minimize all of that. We want to start like almost like a water birth. We want to come into the world with as little stress as possible.
Yeah, never gonna work. Okay, but all right, God bless. I like the idea though.
Okay.
Look. Anna had me officiate her wedding. It's not a big deal. I'm not putting any pressure on her.
I don't remember who, but someone was talking about that to me.
No, Steve-O officiated my wedding.
Did he really?
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Did it not work out?
I'm kidding. It was great.
Just a big speech about himself.
He became a reverend to officiate my wedding, and I became a reverend to officiate Anna's wedding. Yeah,
that's cool.
Actually, she already had a reverend, so I.
But you officiated. I thought.
And
I'm trying to remember.
I also had a formal role in Shayna's wedding from Current.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I do sort of remember that. Yes.
Yeah. So
this is sort of your side hustle.
Yeah. I will officiate your wedding. Okay, you have a wedding, backyard, front yard, doesn't matter. I'm coming to officiate. And so I'm technically Reverend Uygur of the Unitarian Church.
I think I've already booked Reverend Jared Jackson though.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that was Jared's old nickname. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna move on from your wedding. I'm already bored of it. I'm just kidding. I'm playing.
I love showing up here.
We're having bust now.
Ben, tag me in.
So I was gonna
I
was gonna talk about this shirt for a second because of course. Old School is sponsored by shoptyt.com, where you can get this TYT Army shirt, which you could bring to the rallies, etc. that we're having. Also, it's kind of a badass shirt. It does have one slight downside, which is that it has all these spots, which looks kind of cool, right? But since I'm already a mess, whenever I'm eating, I always look down like, oh no, I spilled something. I'm like, oh no, I didn't. It's the spots on the shirt.
I feel like it's mess camouflage. You don't have to worry about a mess now, as long as you eat great food.
Okay.
Yeah, eat oatmeal all the time, you'll be good.
Okay, so upside, downside. The downside is every once in a while you'll be like, did I spill something? Right? But the upside is if you do, nobody will know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
mine technically is not TYT. I don't know if that's forbidden.
It is kind of forbidden.
It's a good cause.
But it's a nice lib shirt, so I'll give it that. Where can people get Stand With Standing Erect? I mean, it's so old school.
I mean, I got it from the website that was selling them to fundraise for the protests years ago. I mean,
so that's already gone. Okay,
I'm sure that they're still available, but
yeah. All right, God bless. All right, shoptyt.com. You could also get this hoodie. Even though, as Biden says, you don't even have to be a gangbanger to wear a hoodie. He's got to stop talking. He's got to just zip it. Just try not to talk from here to the election day.
Yeah, you know the way that, like Biden, the way that you don't talk about any of your like policies or ideas, just do that for everything. Just don't talk at all.
Yeah. I don't know what you said that triggered this thought. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. I don't know if you saw this. So Mick Jagger at a concert said I think he was in the UK, and he's like, man, everything could have turned out different, and we could have won that Revolutionary War if only we didn't let the Americans take the airports. Okay, and he was referencing Donald Trump like an idiot, saying that the Revolutionary War went great when we took the airports. Is there anyone in the audience that I have to explain to that there were no airplanes or airports during the Revolutionary War? The answer is like maybe like 1% of the audience.
A kid.
They're young and they're like, oh right, of course, or it slipped their mind.
They think planes have been around forever. I don't know.
Right, but it can't be higher than 2% of the audience that is watching right now or listening, right? Trump is in that 2%.
Yeah.
But like it's worse than that because it didn't slip his mind. He legitimately thought it.
Yeah.
And they're like, why did you say something so maniacally stupid? And he's like, oh, I was having trouble with the rain, and so that's why the teleprompter was out. No, that makes it worse because that means it came from you and not the guy who wrote it.
Yeah.
Yes, right. That means you were improvising. And like, oh, then when we rolled the tanks in and we took the airports, he didn't say tanks. But then
I believe tanks before planes at that point.
And then, but the poor Mick Jagger, now some people think that he meant it.
Oh my God, come on.
I'm like, no. He was making fun of the maniacally dumb US president.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the issues with engaging with Trump is that, they say, like if you get in the slop with the hog, you end up looking as bad as him. That's
definitely not what they say.
That expression makes more sense than the Revolutionary War thing.
Yeah, well,
but you get the idea. Imagine I translate it into French and then back. And yeah, you get dirty too.
So don't roll around in the mud with a pig because the pig likes it. And you get, see, now I screwed it up.
I don't think that's what it is, because I think it's that you become indistinguishable from the thing you're fighting against.
Yes, and
yeah, I'm gonna come up with a better, cooler version.
No, but the pig likes it. Oh, you guys tweet it to us, okay? Hashtag TYT Live. The pig, he's already in the mud.
Mama pig.
Okay, so they say that about Trump, like don't roll around with a pig in the mud. You get it. Yeah. Anyway, but pigs in the blanket, delicious. So anyway,
that's also true. And they'll be at my wedding.
So I jokingly tweeted the other day when somebody was saying something like, "Hey, don't roll around with Trump," and I was like, "No, I kind of like bacon. So if I'm rolling around the mud with a pig, I'm not in danger. I am the danger."
It's still muddy.
And then people are like, "Oh no, but that's not good." I'm like, "Guys, I'm joking." You're right. Anyway.
Also, they're very emotional, complex creatures. But
did you know they're smarter than dogs?
I've heard that they're very smart. Yeah.
The pig and a dolphin should play Jeopardy. Ooh, yeah. And when Ben Mankiewicz is hosting it, I'm not saying anything.
Is he still pushing for that?
Well, he's not pushing for anything. But last I heard, publicly, not even from Ben, was that he is among the 3 people being considered.
I thought that was just like a dream. Really, that would be amazing.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
That would be amazing. But wouldn't Michael Short be pissed?
But isn't Michael Short pissed about everything?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, we won't find out at the wedding because he won't be there.
No,
that would be really cool though.
So internally at TYT, what I thought was a famous story, but now I'm not sure you know it. I'll repeat it quickly because a bunch of the audience has already heard it in the post games, etc. If they're members, by the way, tyt.com/join to become a member. Is that Anna doesn't invite Michael, and then I start texting Michael throughout the wedding.
Oh, I do remember us texting him a photo when we caught him in a lie.
No, not a lie. He was kidding.
No, not a real lie, but he was.
So we were going back and forth, and then he's like, "Oh, I don't care. You think I'm not with TYT people?" Back then, Edwin was a stage manager and working at the airport, as I coincidentally also mentioned earlier in the show today. And he's like, "So I'm with Edwin at the airport, haha." And I took a picture with us and Edwin. I'm like, "No, you're not."
Yeah, and sent to him. Edwin's like happy. Yeah, that's funny, but I do start to feel bad at that point.
Yeah, it's okay.
For Michael.
But you know what we're gonna do at your wedding if I'm invited? We're gonna take a picture with the TV in the background with Ben hosting Jeopardy. Then text that to Michael.
And then also text it to Ben.
Yeah.
He's not invited.
Well, he'll be hosting Jeopardy.
I don't need that on my special day.
Yeah. Michael loves trivia. Loves it. Yeah, he's the only person in the world who loves it more than Ben, John, and Brett. Okay. Yeah. And that's a hell of a competition.
He hosted that show, the Fanatics? No.
Yeah, I think so.
Called?
We briefly did a game show starring Michael Short.
Yeah, it was good.
So
I guest hosted it a couple times.
I'm sure he'll be happy for Ben, but I'm not actually overly sure.
Yeah.
I'm only Michael sure. Oh, worst joke of the night. Anyways, but he'll definitely like it. Don't ask him if he's all right. He'll be hurt, dog. Right?
Yeah,
because like that's such a. If you love hosting, if you love trivia, you love game shows, you love hosting game shows.
That's the one.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than Jeopardy.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, that would be just awesome if Ben got that.
Yeah.
I wonder if he could still do old school. Like he does a serious Jeopardy
I don't
thing,
think he could do anything.
and then he comes in here and he's like, "Oh well, let me tell you about food and blah, blah, blah,"
Yeah,
and all farts.
I doubt it.
No, I don't
But if he does get it, what he needs to immediately start pushing for is another one of the celebrity Jeopardies and get Wolf Blitzer back up there. Remember Wolf Blitzer on that?
Oh, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Made Donald Trump look like a student of history.
Yeah, they're like words with 3 E's in them. What is car? No, Wolf. Wolf. 3 E's.
It was not a good day for him.
I'm sure he's
Still better than Chuck Todd, though.
Yeah. Oh, is that right? Your brother was not good on there?
No, I just mean in general.
Oh, okay.
Not specifically about trivia. I mean about as a human.
Okay, got you. I actually have no personal animus towards any of them, and I'm
No,
not
I don't
saying
have
you
personal
do.
animus.
No, I'm not saying you do either. Yeah, I just wish they'd do a little better. That's all.
Yeah, I just don't like the thing that they do. Some of them. Some of them are okay.
Yeah. So, and by the way, I mentioned earlier, like, oh, if Ben was on here talking about food, and then I randomly said farts. Like, Ben has not only never talked about farts on Old School or on air, but in life. Like,
I don't think I have either.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to talk about that, just get Brett on, and within 2 minutes, he will be talking about it.
Oh yeah.
He's got
Why are you
pieces.
guys Spiffy and Buffy when you're so different in that regard?
We have other things in common, I guess. But him and his wife both have excesses in the same direction, basically. That's things that they find fascinating that are just way out of bounds for me.
Huh, interesting. Okay, so finally back to me bragging. What you guys have been looking forward to. So this is a preemptive brag, as I mentioned earlier. I saw a Politico poll on the candidates. Andrew Yang is at number 8.
Okay,
so here comes Yang. I predicted that he would get to number 6. Okay, he's not yet at 6, but he was like, obviously started at the very bottom.
He was at 15 or 16.
Yeah, I mean, his nickname was Drake.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm here all night. You can't get rid of me.
I listened to just enough music to get that.
I know I've got a good solid joke when people wince after I say it. Anyway.
Can I leave?
It's too late, you're trapped. So anyways, so now he's all the way up to 8 and he's only, first of all, this is my favorite part. He passed Klobuchar.
But because he's polling above 0, right? Or 1?
No, she's hanging in there now. I think she got up to 2.
To 2? Okay, so what is he at? Is
Or
he at 2
1.
or is he at 3?
I think he's at 2. She's either a 1 or 2.
I mean, that's the thing is like you can get into the ranking, but a lot of people are at 1 or 2 or 0.
Yeah. They might both be at 1. He might be at a higher decimal point than her.
That's probably it, yeah.
Yeah, and so,
good.
But no, the reason I'm proud of it is because it's not just empty bragging. I always like to find a good reason for my bragging. It's that the pundits are wrong, so don't take them seriously when they say things like Joe Biden is the most electable. They're almost always wrong.
Yeah.
To your point about Chuck Todd or Wolf Blitzer, et cetera, right? So, they kept talking about Klobuchar. That's why, I got no beef with Klobuchar. I do, but like I don't agree with a lot of her positions. But again, no personal animus, and she's not vastly different than any of the other so-called moderate Democrats, et cetera. So I have no particular beef with Klobuchar.
Yeah.
What drove me crazy was that they were like taking her seriously, like, well, it could be Klobuchar. That's why I started saying Klobuchar.
She's a vicious campaigner, never been beat.
Yeah.
Well, get ready.
Yeah, I've never lost a race. I don't know. Okay, fine. You were in 3 races in Minnesota. It's not that big a deal.
I've never lost a marathon.
Well, that's true. I've never been in one, but still. Yeah. So whereas the reality is outsiders have a better chance because people don't like politicians, people don't like the establishment.
Yeah.
So that Yang going past Klobuchar at number 8 among now we're back to 25. Okay, 25. I'll get to that in a second. Shows you that we are right and the mainstream media pundits are wrong, and that's not relevant for Yang versus Klobuchar, which is just a curiosity. It's relevant for Sanders and Warren versus Biden and Harris, right? So, I just thought of something. What if they tag team earlier? Like
you're saying Yang and Harris?
Could you imagine if it's Yang and Klobuchar? We'll never beat them. We'll never. But is it Yang Klobuchar or Klobuchar Yang?
Backroom deals, you know?
Okay, all right. No, seriously, I think a lot of people have thought of, what if Warren and Sanders got together, right? So that's not a new thought by a lot, okay? That's not anywhere near novel. But then I just thought, if they did that, what if then Biden and Kamala Harris got together and we're like, oh yeah?
Unity ticket. No.
Yeah, we're a tag team.
We've been fighting, but we're gonna work together.
Yeah, Road Warriors versus the Wild Samoans.
That's before my time in the WWE, but yes.
Oh, that would be
F at that time, yes. Yeah.
Mr. Fuji and Mr. Ito, right?
And by the way, really fast on the mainstream media can get it wrong on those. Sometimes, like the mainstream, like I guess the lesson coming out of a debate isn't necessarily wrong. So when we were on the night of the second debate saying, Kamala Harris had a hell of a debate, and people are gonna like that. Some people are like, why are you talking about Harris? I don't like Harris, talk about Bernie or whatever. And I'm like, I'm not saying she did well because I'm gonna support her now. I'm just saying I know enough to know that this is gonna play well. And indeed, she shot up in the polls. So I'm not gonna lie about what's gonna happen just to make people feel more comfortable. I'm not saying that was a lot of people, but some people are like, why are you pretending she did a good job? I'm not pretending. She clearly did a good job. She raised a ton of money and she shot up in the polls.
Yeah, look,
it doesn't change who she is or her policies.
I get why people are confused about us because we're so different than other news shows and media shows because we wear two hats. We wear, especially me, analyst and activist, right? So as an activist, I want Warren or Sanders to win. As an analyst, objectively, I have to say Kamala Harris won that second debate because she did.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm not going to lie to you guys for an agenda.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight for an agenda, but I'm not going to lie my way to it because all you do is lose credibility anyway.
Yeah.
And so even if you thought that was the right thing to do, you'd be wrong on the merits of it, but also on the tactics of it. So Harris clearly won that debate. That wasn't even close.
Yeah.
And Yang got, let's be honest, that was a prediction. So I went 1 for 2 in the debates as we talked about. I thought de Blasio would do well.
Which I disagreed with at the time.
Yeah, and by the way, the polls don't really back me up. I thought de Blasio did really well, but the polling's not indicating.
Yeah, I thought about bragging about that, but I decided not to. But thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, so you could argue I went 0 for 2, but Yang clearly did not do well in the debates, partly because he got screwed, but partly because he didn't interject like the others did. He didn't assert himself, etc. So, and I thought he would do well, but despite the fact that he didn't do well in the first debate, he's still doing well in the polls, and now at number 8, and trying to make my prediction come true by. Well, he just now has to get past Booker and Beto. Those are 2 above him to get to 6.
He'll get past Beto. Booker's hanging in there a little bit more.
Yeah, so fascinating stuff. I think that's all I have in politics. All right, so the gender reveal, okay?
What did you think it was?
Okay, so this morning I'm at a diner, which is how a lot of stories start. And I hear the zany morning zoo guys talking about gender reveals, okay? And I'm like, what on God's green earth is a gender reveal? I've never heard of that, right? And I was like, oh my God, we have progressed so much more than I realized. Because I thought it was about like transgender folks. And I didn't
even- Like a party?
Like a party, like a coming out party kind of thing, right?
Okay.
Like now, mind you, that makes so little sense that it's borderline offensive. Okay, but like in my mind.
Well, it's coming from the radio, so it's a little bit more understandable.
But I'm like, wow, this like morning jock dude's totally cool with it.
Okay.
Right? Like he does, but he kept talking about like, I don't like it. It's gotten carried away. I'm like, wow, it's such a thing that it got carried away. And the morning jock was cool with the
before,
but
now the cakes are too many tiers high.
Right, and she's like, oh, well, like now the transgender reveal thing is going too far and stuff. And I'm like, well, hey, be cool. But my ears perked up. I'm like, what? And then of course, and all of you already know this. I'm the only person left in America that didn't know it. But of course it has nothing to do with transgender people.
I'm shocked you didn't know what it was.
No.
You didn't even hear about like the forest, like not forest fire, but the brush fire that was started by a gender reveal?
Oh, he started talking about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but I didn't, I couldn't hear well enough because it's kind of noisy in the diner and stuff. But either way, I mean, why couldn't it be started by a transgender reveal?
There's not a lot of explosions at those necessarily.
Okay, well, I don't know. Well, first of all, you don't know that they couldn't happen because those things don't exist. So we don't know what would be in it.
Someone must have had a party at some point.
Yeah, so if you're thinking that's like Trump level, not bright, I don't blame you. Okay, I just happen to have never heard of it, so it just kind of took me by surprise. So now, you know how this show goes. First half an hour is up on YouTube. But the whole hour is podcast, and then we throw in an extra, almost kind of show half hour at the end for the members. Okay, so tyt.com/join and become a member, or you can even try it for a week free. tyt.com/trial. I do have more on gender reveals. I don't mind teasing the YouTube audience a little bit. Podcast, you're gonna get to hear all of it. Sign up for the free podcast. Get the podcast
and the damage report.
Yes, that's right. All on the TYT network. Okay. So much love, YouTube folks. All right, thanks for watching this free clip of Old School. Don't forget to become a TYT member today for the rest of the show and for more exclusive content throughout the network. Join now at tyt.com/join.